July 22nd, 2020, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. If you really want to create peace on the earth, create peace in your heart, in your being. That is the right place to begin with. And then spread and radiate peace and love. If more and more people become peaceful, joyous, dance, sing, and say hallelujah from their very innermost core, it will become impossible for these few mad people to create a war. That's Osho. If you really want to create peace on this earth, create peace in your heart, in your being. That is the right place to begin with. And then spread and radiate peace and love. If more and more people on this earth become peaceful, joyous, dance, sing, and say hallelujah from their very, very, very innermost core, it will become impossible for these few mad people to create a war. So, you look at, if you'd like to experience a real pizzazz and joy for life, start your day with meditating on your life purpose. Do you know what your life purpose is? There is, always has been, something very magical, super powerful and healing that happens when each of us are in touch with why we are here. And what you're here to do. Now, all of each of our so-called problems no longer have a grip on any of us. You're so excited, focused, and exuberantly on fire about being alive that you cannot even stoop down to feel anything of a lower vibration. Now, perhaps the greatest effect of all is that it becomes extremely contagious, and everyone around you begins to live with this unstoppable joy inside. So are we here to discover our real life purpose? Is it possible by doing this exercise? The first step is to understand that you may be operating under a false pretense, that you're living your life purposefully now. If you're not jumping out of bed with total elation and orgasmic joy for being alive, then you're probably fooling yourself, and you're living on purpose. Now, we all know as children, we were conditioned by our parents, friends, and siblings who told us what we should do with our lives. And following their ideas about what will make them happy, successful, and good little kids, so became our new habits for receiving acceptance, love, and approval. Now, this soon became what you can call your imprinted life purpose, that only can lead to a life that's robot-like, unconscious, and produces no real fulfillment. Think about that. Now, there is the understanding that we may be operating under a false pretense, that we are living our life purposefully now, that we think we are. Now, if we are not jumping out of bed with total elation and orgasmic joy for being alive, then we're probably fooling ourselves that we're living on purpose. And this all connects with when, we enter the body, and as children, we are conditioned by our parents, friends, and siblings who told us what we should do with our lives. Now, remember, we're sponges when we're children. We're sponges. We're like open books completely. No defense, no offense. We just are open books. And following these ideas from them about what will make us happy, successful, or a good little boy or girl became our new habits for receiving acceptance, love, and approval. You see how this happens with all of us? Now, it's not meant that, in most cases, that the parents are intentionally trying to, give us bad things. They're doing the best that they are aware of. So, this becomes what you can call imprinted or inburned life purpose that only can lead to a life that's a robot life, unconscious, and produces no real fulfillment. Have you ever felt that way in this life? Do you get out of bed with exuberation, with joy, with orgasmic joy about being alive? People say, well, you only do that when you get old. That's crap. You do it every day because you're just so excited and happy that you're in a body, that you're experiencing life in the experience. Now, the more awareness we can bring to seeing what our imprinted purpose is, the less power it has in shaping the rest of our lives. Now, finding our life purpose actually comes from revealing our imprinted purpose. Now, we've all seen, I'm sure most of us have seen one shape, form, or version of The Wizard of Oz, when they were in the Emerald City, and the wizard had a tremendous influence over Dorothy and her friends until they found out that a fear-based little man was behind the curtain, pulling levers on a machine, creating a lot of smoke and special effects. Now, once you begin to pull away from the curtain on your imprinted purpose, you're pulling levers on a machine, creating a lot of smoke and special effects. Now, your true life purpose will begin to reveal itself, and you can tap your red sparkling shoes 3 times to find your way home. So, a few things that you first see to help you first see your imprinted life purpose, or your burned-in, engrammed life purpose. It is a reason for living, doing, thinking, and being that is all based in fear. Think about this. It is a reason for living, doing, thinking, and being that is all based in fear, in a need to survive. It's what makes us think we should do to be able to make it in the world. It always leaves us with a sense of, is that all there is? And when your life is shaped by your imprinted, burned-in purpose, we all are constantly left unsatisfied and unfulfilled with everything we do. You ever felt like that? It is a deep part of who that is very transparent, like water is to a fish. The fish isn't aware it lives in the ocean, yet the waves have tremendous influence on the fish's direction in life. It's what runs the show when all of us are on automatic. So, how do you discover your life purpose? There's a few suggestions. So let's take step 1. Watch the movie of your life, starting with your earliest memories. Take several hours, as much as time as you can afford, to sit down, relax with a bucket of popcorn, watch the whole movie of your life from beginning to now. It's a really great show, so you'll want to take some notes. Imagine yourself as a movie reviewer sitting in the seats of your fantasy movie theater watching the life and times of you. Your job at the end of the movie will be to write a review of it. You'll want to take at least 30 minutes to write this review. Next step. The first thing to write is the movie script. On a blank sheet of paper, draw a straight line in the middle of the page, from top to the bottom. This line represents your lifeline. Write the high points on the right side of the line and the low points on the left side. Write out the catalytic events, the pivotal turning points. From your earliest memories, large and small, include everything that has truly shaped your life. Next step. On top of the page, write out your movie's theme. To do this, scan through your list of events along the lifeline and look for what could possibly be this movie's theme. Now, every movie has a theme. Boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girl back, etc. What's the major theme of your movie? Write out 2 to 3 sentences that sum up the major theme of your life. Next step. Look to see how your life events created your imprinted purpose. Review the criteria of an imprinted purpose and begin linking it to feelings and memories you identified with in the movie of your life. Identify the role you were playing in this movie and connect it with your imprinted purpose. Be real and be specific. In 2 to 3 sentences, write down what you think your imprinted purpose is. Use words you heard from people who impacted you the most in your childhood experiences when your imprinted purpose was formed. And write down what you believe your imprinted life purpose has been. Notice if there's anything missing or anything extra needed, and if it fits the qualities of an imprinted purpose. Next step, it's time to be creative and discover your real life purpose. Take a deep, long look at your imprinted purpose and see if you can first imagine what would be the opposite feeling, vibration, or mission of this experience. Ask yourself, what makes you feel free, alive, and excited, on fire? What actions, behaviors, gifts, or service to the world will make you jump out of bed every morning with joy, even if you're never paid for it? Imagine a way of being, thinking, and doing things in this world that makes your heart sing your greatest song. View all the inspirational aspects that were responsible in you for all the high points you listed on the right side of the page. What was really driving you to create those amazing experiences? What is the contribution you were wanting to make to the world all along? Write down a few trial statements about what kind of life would truly inspire you to be living that makes you feel warm and tingly inside. Make a list of possible ideas. Read them out loud. And then create one general statement to the world for what you feel your life purpose truly is. Don't get stuck on it. It may grow and change. You will most likely refine it later if needed. Just have fun and be creative. You cannot mess up. Just do whatever makes you feel super happy and alive. This is a lot of us think, how many of you when you wake up in the morning are just absolutely, and there doesn't have to be a reason. There doesn't have to be a reason. It's deep and within your core that you're just absolutely elated to get out of bed. Every morning. Every single moment of your life. Excuse me. How many people do you think on this planet that have a bed to sleep in, that wake up and they're just exuberant with joy? Every aspect of them being in body is all they need. Now, when we come into these baby bodies, we have no clue. We really don't. It's like a blank canvas sheet, like I've said. And you build the life because of input. You're like this empty hard drive, and you're waiting to be filled with data. And so as you go along, the data starts coming in from parents, siblings, friends, relatives, acquaintances, strangers. It all starts coming in, and you just absorb it. You store that data, and it starts to form your perspective in this life that you have entered. And that's what happens to all of us. It is how we are programmed from data, from people who suggest things to us. Now, when you're a young child and your parents say, what are you going to do with your life? This is probably the best direction you should take. We think you should do this, this, and this. Now, that's not you. That's them and their perspective. And they're trying to parent. But you can see how things have gotten so skewed on this planet through generations after generation after generation. Now, if the parents of that child were literally educated the same way, and then therefore, you can see the misconstrued perceptions of many of the civilizations through generations on how they view things. It's not bad. It's the programming that we've all received. Some from different variances. You know, some programming literally readies us to be criminals. Other programming literally readies us to switch genders. Other programming literally influences us to do a lot of different things, because it's what we've been programmed and what we believe is from authority, so that we assimilate it and then we act it out. Well, this is what I was told when I was growing up, and this is why I practice what I practice. You see? And now you look at the entire planet and you begin to realize that all of our brothers and sisters are in similar perspectives. Why is it that the majority of people don't jump out of bed happy and excited? There's absolutely no reason to be, just because they are. How many? We don't know. How do you know? How many people drag themselves out and take a big sigh and say, well, another day, another day, another day. And then how many people are afraid to go to sleep at night because they aren't sure they're going to wake up? I mean, it's just amazing what we view and how we literally don't know our life's purpose because we don't know who and what we are. If you really want to create peace on the earth, create peace in your heart, in your being. That is the right place to begin with. And then spread and radiate peace and love. If more and more people become peaceful, joyous, dance, sing, and say hallelujah from their very innermost core, it will become impossible for these few mad people to create a war. Also, that's pretty clear. What you are, what you become, affects everything around you. Not everything around you affects you. It's the opposite. So your perspective, your attitude, your belief mechanism that's instilled with you affects everything around you. You think about that. If you're in a fear, worry, and stress that literally consumes you, that you can't get out of it, it's just constantly consuming you, worry, stress, and fear. Worrying about this, worrying about that, worrying about this, worrying about that. And where it just blanks you. Why is that? Why would you feel that way? Why, you ask, why am I feeling this way? Because you allow external authorities to influence you into fear. Now, what about being happy? Being happy is within, as we've always talked about. Being happy is who you really are. Now, when you are disturbed about what's going on around you, then something is disturbed within you. This is always the way. If you're disturbed about what's going on around you, then there is something that is disturbed within you. So you begin to start understanding and open and honest with yourself to figure out, why am I having these feelings, these emotions, this perspective, this attitude? Could this be my life purpose? I don't think so. What is your life purpose? Isn't it currently our purpose on this mission is to assist the rest of the civilization, including ourselves, to transition into a higher existence, dimensional frequency? How do you do that? You know, a lot of guessed at it. How do you do it? It starts with each and every one of us. It is a choice. It isn't an edict. It isn't an order. It isn't a must. It is a choice. So when you choose wisely, hopefully, and you choose to become an enlightened soul being. And when you understand that, you begin to realize that how you begin your awakened times, every time that you wake up, will set the tone and the mood for your entire day, evening, night, until you lay your head on the pillow and it starts over again. Why is it that so many people on this planet are so disillusioned, angry, frustrated, fearful, stressed, confused, lost? Why? Because of this external world, and all we're here to do is to experience life. Now, if you're here to experience life, can you not experience life? No. Every second you're experiencing life. However you put yourself in whatever vernacular, whatever position you put yourself in, it's experiencing life. If it's sad and depressing and stressful and angry and irritable, then that's the experience in your life that you're having. Now, how can you be joyous every morning when you're in that space, that frequency that you've created for yourself? Interesting question, isn't it? If you're in the low frequencies and you're expressing anger, fear, frustration, stress, and all of these things, then are you existing in this life with an imprinted purpose, which means it is false? Your purpose is false. But most of us are living false purposes. It always begins with us. It cannot begin with anything else but us. Each and every one of us. So we take a bird's eye view and we say, okay, collectively speaking, we're here to serve each other. Doesn't that sound like that's a good vibration? We're here to serve each other. We're here to assist each other. Now, it's a little lopsided, quite lopsided on this planet right now, because if that was the consensus and the fluid motion of the civilization, then there would be no poverty. There would be no dis-ease. There wouldn't really be any anger. There really wouldn't be any fear. Those with assist those without. That's how it works. Those with assist those without. Doesn't mean you have to know them, doesn't mean you have to evaluate them, doesn't mean you have to cross-examine and dissect them. It just means that those without receive from those with. Now, unfortunately, on this planet, it's so skewed and miscombobulated that so many people are caught up in the external life external life, not the life purpose within you, but the external life. The external life is a lie. Always has been. And that's why so many people are so disconnected with the God within them. And I hear a lot of people tell me that they're connected with the God within them. 100%. That's a good thing that they believe that. But saying it is one thing, practicing it is another. Saying it's one thing, practicing it is another. I've had people tell me that for 50, 60 years they've researched and studied spirituality, they've helped others, they've done this, they've done that. You see, the ego mind, while we're in these bodies, pushes someone to say those things. It's not bad, but why do people feel compelled that they must say that? What is it, an insecurity, or is it looking for admiration, respect? What? And now, if you truly love yourself and you're connected with the God within you, and you're in joy, because you've discovered the kingdom of God within you, and that's all joy, happiness, bliss, peace. And the difficult thing for this civilization is to bring that into their external world. To bring it. That's an influence of all life. Now, if you view life as the highest value in the universe, your whole perspective changes. Your whole perspective changes. Your whole attitude changes. If you're gentle and kind with yourself, then you're gentle and kind with everyone else. If you become an angered or frustrated or fearful or stressed, you're creating the very thing that you're fearful, frustrated, and stressed about. Isn't that ironic? The very things that we're fearful, stressful, and miscombobulated about is where we put all of our attention, energy, and frequency. Oh, no, I'm not worried about it. Oh, no, I know, everything's fine. But that's superficial. Through the heart-mind, it isn't coming from the heart-mind. It's coming from superficially from the ego-mind. And so you're trying to convince others that you are stable and poised with your life purpose and yourself, and that you're very happy and joyous and blissful. Whether you live in a tent or you have a backpack and you live in the woods or you live under an overpass, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't. It is what is inside that body. I'm not talking about organs and heart and all that. I'm talking about the spiritual essence, the creation that you are within that body. Body's just there to house you so you can experience physical life. That's what it's for. It's like your vehicle. And if you don't take care of it, then your life experience is not short. It's shortened. So ask yourself in this meditation, either ask yourself, what is my life purpose? And I'm going to find out. Or I'm going to discover what my life purpose is. Because most don't know. The reason they don't is because how they grew up, what they were influenced with, what they were told. Those are engrams. Those are burned into their memories. So discovering your life purpose. What is your life purpose? And I'm not talking about externally. And can you wake up every morning, I don't mean jump up and down, hit your head on the ceiling, but can you wake up every morning with the internal feeling that you are in total bliss and happiness and joy? That you are alive, you are in a body, that you can experience this life? Ask yourself that. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we desire or want to do is relax our bodies. How do you relax your body? For those of you who are new, well, a lot of us have a lot of ideas. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. But in the hustle bustle of this external world, where we get stressed and we absorb things like sponges. Picture yourself on a river, okay? And you have traffic and people in boats coming, on one side, passing you. And then you're on the other side. And you're just you're very comfortable, you've got cushions, you're laying back in this boat. And you don't have any oars, you really, and all you're doing is just the stream, the current. It's just soft, it's nicely carrying you. And it's not a bunch of rapids and white foamy water and, shaky bakey and everything. It's just nice and smooth on that side that you're on. You have not a care in the world, and you're completely relaxed, and you don't have any an interest in moving or doing anything. You kind of slightly glance over with your eyes, and you see this other group of people in boats, but they're going the opposite direction. They're going upstream. And as you're doing that, you kind of glance at them, and you see their faces are all beet red. They're sweating profusely and soaked. They've got oars, and they're constantly fighting this current, and they're barely getting anywhere. The current is so strong, and they're fighting against the current, not with it. So you don't fight it when you're with it. You fight it when you're against it. And that's just what you see. It doesn't interest you in the least. It doesn't interest you as far as adventure or anything, because it is an analogy of what we choose in this life, in our existence. Do I choose to just downstream, to just go downstream? Why would I want to fight like they're doing? I had no interest in that. So you become totally removed from upstream thinking, and you are completely immersed in downstream thinking. And you just flow down. You're not moving. You're not interested in it. You're not thinking. You're not interested in that. You leave the mind and the ego mind alone. And the boat's going to take you. The current's going to take you. And you've got all the faith in the world and in existence with the universe and the God within you that it will just be wonderful, whatever it is. The body relaxes. So as you relax the body, you move into the now. Why do we move into the now? We always move into the now. Now is all we have. We don't have it. We don't have the past or the future. We just have the now, moment to moment. You see? Now, some of us will go into the past. Yeah, we all do it. It's not catastrophic or anything. It's just that some of us will get so caught up in the past that we stay there. We relive it over and over again. And when we do that, we have a tendency to bring it into the future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of us don't wake up in the morning happy and grateful that we're in body and experiencing life. See? Now, we don't go in the future. Future doesn't exist. Only the now does, in moment to moment. So we're in the moment. We've relaxed the body. We're in the moment. And in the moment is whatever it is you're doing. Whatever it is. Now, think about this. When you have a dinner or a lunch or a breakfast, think about this. And kind of reflect in your lives. Say you're with yourself. And you're someplace and you're having a breakfast, dinner, or lunch. Do you focus on the moment of every bite of food? Do you look at it? Do you focus only on the moment? Or are you focused on your smartphone? Or are you focused on everything around you? Okay? Are you focused in the moment actually? Or are you focused on something else? The future or the past? That's the moment. Now, if you're focused on the moment, you're going to watch every single bite you take. You're going to look at the texture of the food. You're going to concentrate and look at that only in that moment. You're not going to be looking around you. You're not going to be texting on your phone. You're not going to be trying to keep your hands occupied. You're going to be occupied with the moment, which is consuming whatever it is you're consuming. That's the now. And on top of that, to keep us focused on the now, we breathe. We breath in through the nose, and we breath out through the mouth. Breathing is absolutely paramount. Unless you can show me a handful of people that haven't breathed at all and do not breathe and are healthy, vibrant, running around and doing all kinds of things. I would love to see that. But not on this planet, not at this time, not in this atmosphere. So, when you breath in, you're breathing in divine positive energy, and the breath keeps you in the now. It focuses you on the now. You can breathe, but if you aren't focused on your breath, then you're not in the now. You're thinking, have you ever noticed how you wander off into the past or wander off into the future? It's not like you're trying to do it, you just do it. So in the moment, as you breath in to keep you focused on the now, you're breathing in divine positive energy. Why is it divine positive energy? Well, because it sustains your body, which houses the God within it. That's divinity, that's divineness. And it's positive. So it's a high frequency. So as we do this, we visualize and we're seating in a comfortable position. Now, we only go through the 7 chakras. There are other chakras in the body. But to keep this simple and not get into hieroglyphics and heavy involvement of the analysis of all of the center energy points in our bodies, we just stay with the basic spinal, from the spinal column all the way up to the top of the head, 7 chakras. So what we do is we understand that our divine positive energy, our breath in, we're going to take it, visualize it through the 7 chakras, through the center of our bodies, all the way up to the tops of our heads. And understand that the chakras, they're circular, flower petal shaped, geometric shapes. They're vortexes of energy lying across 7 different points in our spinal column. Now, these 7 chakras are connected to different glands and organs in the body, and they are responsible for uniform distribution of our God force, our energy. Distribution of our chi, or ki, or prana. And that it goes through them. Now, when there is a disruption in this life energy, or a blockage in any one or more chakras, then you may suffer from health or mental issues. So the chakras form the energy ecosystem of each and every one of us. And a deficiency in this ecosystem can wreak havoc in the different areas of our lives. So we visualize this through our heart minds as we bring the divine positive energy, the breath, up through the center of our bodies. The red wheel of light, the root chakra, Muladhara, energy, stability, comfort, safety, I am. And keep an eye on that little guy, the ego, as we go through this visualization. Then we move up through the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the Vadhisthana. Sensuality, sexuality, pleasure, sociability, I feel. And then through the yellow wheel of light, solar plexus chakra, the Manipura, strength, personality, power, determination, I do. And then through the green wheel of light, heart chakra, the Anahata, acceptance, love, compassion, sincerity, I love. And then up through the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Vishuddha, communication, expression, creativity, inspiration, I talk. And then through the violet wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the Ajna, intuition, lucidity, meditation, trust, I see. And then to the purple wheel of light, the crown chakra, the Asra. Knowledge, consciousness, fulfillment, spirituality, I understand. Now this divine positive energy, our breath, as we breath in, we moved it right through these 7 focal points, these energy vortexes, that allows our chi to flow through. And we pull it right to the top, the back of our, kind of at the back of our head, and we hold it briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. And into that brief moment, we pressurize, compress, condense that into pure liquid energy. It's very, very powerful. And then we release it over the pineal gland. Now, the pineal gland is very important to us while we're in these bodies. And all of our pineal glands are functioning, but at a very low frequency. And when we release this pure liquid energy over them, I look at the pineal gland as a rosebud, green ball. You can look at it as a prune, a raisin, however you visualize it. And then as we pour this liquid energy over it, and I see it actually explode into a beautiful, vibrant, highly fragrant rose that is immortal and it does not dissipate. Multicolored petals. And this is our gateway to all the particles of existence, to pure consciousness and to beyond. So it's very important to us to have it fully functioning and healthy and vibrant at a high frequency. So this visualization accomplishes that. It is literal, and it is through our intent, through the gods that we are, that the pineal gland is full, vibrant, and healthy, and operating to its highest capacity. Now we're also all consciously aware that we are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, and from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest, and deepest, eternal gratitude. And we know that we are merged with the kingdom of God, the body, the spirit, the soul, the higher self, all one. All one. And we have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. They are consciously aware that they are from and of the highest, deepest, eternal love, and from and of the highest, deepest of eternal gratitude. Now, they vibrate at a different frequency than we do. So we don't see them like we see each other. They do appear in humanoid form. And they give us a message, then they're gone. But you'll know it when you have met one in humanoid form. Because they'll leave you the message. It's kind of strange. It's just out of the clear blue. It's just they come in and they have a conversation with you. Could be anywhere that you're at, any place. And they just appear. It's like out of nowhere. And it's not like you want to follow them and see where they go. But it's almost like you're in a stasis chamber and you're just listening to them, interacting with them. And the conversation to you might be, well, this is kind of crazy. Why are they talking with me about that? And then they're gone. And you don't look for them. You just go back to what you were doing. And then it dawns on you. And that was angel humanoid form. Now, they've been assisting us for a very long time, and we've been assisting them for a very long time. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can have many in a small area. This is why thousands at any one time can surround any one of us. And this is a joy, and it's a bliss experience. Now, in addition to that, we have the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Hell, Thoth, many, many, many more. These are those beings who have ascended out of physical form, body, into God form, pure consciousness. So the God form they hold. And if you really wanted to see what we, what do we look like in God form? Do we have form? If we choose, but most of the time we're this radiant ball of light, basically, is what we are. And then we can take on any form we choose. So they're this radiant ball of light. Now we are beings, pure consciousness, God's within us. The gods actually inhabit the body to experience physical life. They've done it many times, and we're doing it many times. They've mastered certain things that we haven't quite gotten to yet. And they are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we all assist each other, back and forth. So we're all gathered, this massive gathering in this meditation. And we are compelled to call out to all of the other facets and pieces of Source Creator, of creation of all creation, of deep eternal love, from deep eternal love, and gratitude. And so we call upon all of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest and deepest eternal gratitude. And then they come. And they are with us. Then we call upon, and they come in gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this universe. They come in trillions of gigaplexes from every direction. And then we call upon all the inhabitants of inner Earth, hollow Earth, beneath Earth, Agartha, all of these civilizations and species, many, many, many of them, and only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest and deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials. And there are many, many, many civilizations and species. Over 1,000 come through this solar system every day of different civilizations and species. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest and deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and this forming of the circle of light. Now, we're only familiar with a handful of them: Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, Feline, Eta Reticuli, all the different species, levels, Greys, Nords, Golden Pyramid, Avian, many, many, many more. They've been assisting us in our evolution. They've been assisting us in our enlightenment, our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we have inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest and deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. Now, we're only familiar with a few of them. There are trillions of them. They come in colors, shapes, sizes, forms, configurations of which many we've never seen before. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and of and from the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, in this forming of this circle of light. Just to name a few, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And they are with us now. All of us assembled, all of us, from everywhere, everything and everything, arm in arm, hand in hand, all of our gods together. We are all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. And we are all of and from the highest, of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from of the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. And we are all one. And we are all God. And we are all love. And our God light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. And we formed this brilliant circle of light. The equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation. And we begin to levitate up above the planet. Now this bright white light is the God energy, source creator energy within each and every one of us. It is so brilliantly white that it grays out the darkness of space. And on top of that, it would take at least 1 billion of the suns in this solar system to compare to the brilliance and the brightness of this white light. Permeates everything, saturates all of our brothers and sisters, all life, everything and everything, floods, bathes, of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. It's brilliant. And as it continues, as we continue to levitate up, we're immediately met with this massive gossamer field of trillions of reflective, glittering, colored lights, all facets, all different aspects of all of us and beyond. And this is made of deep eternal love and gratitude, flooding and saturating everything and everything. And so as we continue to levitate up, we're met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. We then are met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds us of our omnipotent power, our strength, our resolve. And then we are met with the white fire column. This column reminds us that we are imbued head to toe, inside and out, with an impenetrable white fire God energy armor. This is of the highest and from the highest of the deepest eternal love, and of the highest and from the highest of the deepest eternal gratitude. It cannot be penetrated. There is no external force that can penetrate it. There is no influence externally that can cause it to be breached. There's no hex, there's no spells, there's no nothing. only you have the power to allow yourself to dip down into the much lower frequencies of lower dark matter frequencies and lower survival matter frequencies. If you do dip down low enough, you then will breach the field, the white fire armor, and allow these lower vibrational frequencies to come flooding in. If you do choose to do that, you're immediately met with the purple transmuting flame. This column reminds you that you can take the purple transmuting flame, you can transmute all of these lower dark matter frequencies into neutral light substance. You can then send them back to pure consciousness where they are no more. And you're met immediately with the violet ray. This is a column that reminds us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. And we can literally lift, cleanse, and purify the area of which these lower vibrational frequencies were housed, therefore restoring our white fire armor into deep eternal love and gratitude. We're also met with the golden white pink light. This is a column that reminds us of the love that we are. It's constantly there. It is a reflection of the gods within each and every one of us. It's in the sunsets of this planet and in the sunrises. It's in the rainbows. It's in cloud formation reflections. It is in the water, on the surface, in the side, underneath the water. It is in all the vapor particles. It is everywhere. It is constantly there to remind us of the love we are. This is the beauty that we look at, that we're awed with. And that beauty is us, the God within us. So as we continue to levitate up, those of us carrying physical forms step outside of our bodies and float effortlessly above our bodies. And as we do this, we look up and we see this massive, crystalline tower. And it's larger than the solar system. We created this tower. And we designed it so that we can see through the shaft of it. And we can see these prisms of vibrant trillions of brilliant colors reflecting and vibrating and harmonizing. It's like trillions of rainbows. And it's pulsating within it and emanating out. And this is the purest of gentleness and kindness and generosity and humbleness and deep eternal love and gratitude and tranquility and benevolence and joy and abundance and prosperity. It's all there. And it's flooding and saturating everything and everything, all of our brothers and sisters on, in, above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. It is absolutely massive. And at the top we designed it so the golden ocean can start cascading down amongst all things. Everything and everything. 360 degrees, the golden ocean. Each of us is a drop of that golden ocean, and each of us hold the essence of that golden ocean. And the golden ocean is what we're made of. It is of and from the deepest of the purest and the highest of the highest, the deepest love and gratitude. That is super omnipotently powerful. And then we just move a little bit more and we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. The meditative sphere we created well over 2 years ago houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. And we're closely at 900 meditations, all in perpetual motion, all with the highest intent and vibrational frequency of deep eternal love, gratitude, peace, joy, bliss, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. Generosity, gentleness, kindness, humbleness. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand second to second. It's flooding, saturating, and bathing the entire civilization of this planet. Head to toe, inside and out, nonstop. How can that not lift the vibrational frequency? This is why you see on the surface world all of the craziness. The ending of the dark, of the lower vibrational dark matter frequencies. The ending, the ceasing, the detaching, the elimination. Why? Because our vibrational frequencies continue to intensify and continue to expand. And because our vibrational frequencies are of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and gratitude. It cannot not. This is why this sphere, this is why this crystalline light tower with the golden ocean will be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. It is endless. It is existence in existence. There is no end. So you look upon this planet that we're all currently in a physical form on, in, above and below. And with all of these vibrational frequencies, the highest of the highest high and 10, as you see the shifting, those in the dark field will be lost in the dark. Those in the light field will increase their vibrational frequencies into a new world, a paradise, a God planet, with billions of gods housed in physical forms, experiencing life in full bloom, in deep joy, exuberation, and happiness, bliss. And ask yourselves,